Well, hi, everybody, and a good evening to you from the Metrodome. The seventh and deciding game of the World Series, the Twins and the Atlanta Braves. It'll be Jack Morris for the Twins and John Smoltz, the 24-year-old right-hander for the Atlanta Braves, who won 14 and lost 13 during the regular season. Had a great championship series, winning 2 games against Pittsburgh. He pitched 7 innings against the Twins in game number 4, no decision. Jack Morris making his 3rd start against the Braves. He was the winner in game 1, had no decision in game 4. And now with the starting lineups and the batting orders, here's John.
Now the lineups, and for the Atlanta Braves, leading off is the DH, Lonnie Smith. Batting second, at third base, Terry Pendleton. Batting third, the center fielder, Ronnie Gant. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Dave Justice. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Sid Bream. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Brian Hunter. Batting in the 7th position, the catcher, Greg Olson. Batting 8th will be the second baseman, Mark Lemke. And batting 9th will be the shortstop, Rafael Billiard. Quickly for the Twins, leading off in left, Dan Gladden. Batting second, at second, Chuck Knobloch. Batting third in center, Kirby Puckett. Batting fourth at first, Kern Herbeck. Batting fifth, the DH, Chili Davis. Batting sixth, the catcher, Brian Harper. Batting 7th, the right fielder, Shane Mack. Batting 8th will be the third baseman, Mike Pagliarulo. And batting 9th will be the Twin shortstop, Greg Gagne. Lonnie Smith and Brian Harper shaking hands to get Game 7 underway. And here we go as Jack Morris faces the right-handed hitting designated hitter, Lonnie Smith. And to tell you about it, the voice of the Twins, Herb Carneal.
All right, John, and here's the windup, and the first pitch is a ball inside. Lonnie Smith, 4 for 22.
50 degrees outside, 68 degrees in the Metrodome.
And the pitch by Morris is a strike. 1-1. 3 of Lonnie Smith's hits, of course, have been home runs. Right-handed batter well up in the batter's box, and he'll be followed here by Terry Pendleton and then Ron Gant. Jack Morris, who was 18 and 12 during the regular season. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. A high slider. 2-1. Morris defeated the Blue Jays twice in the ALCS. In game 1 here, he defeated the Braves 5-2, pitched 7 innings, allowed only 2 runs and 5 hits. And now the pitch to Lonnie Smith. Swung on, high fly ball to right field. Shane Mack getting under it. Shane Mack waits. 1 away. In game 4 in Atlanta, Morris pitched 6 innings, no decision, gave up a run and 6 hits. So in 13 innings, he's allowed 3 runs, 11 hits to the Braves, walked 7 and struck out 7. And now left-handed batting Terry Pendleton, or he's going to be batting left-handed here against Morris, a switch hitter. Pendleton had 4 hits last night, including a 2-run homer. He's now 10 for 25 in the series. 2 homers, 3 RBIs. He is batting at even .400. And of course led the National League in batting during the regular season at .319. Number 9, Terry Pendleton against Jack Morris. Here is the windup in the pitch. Fastball outside. Ball 1. One out, nobody on, top of the first inning as we got underway at 38 past the hour. And a high foul by Pendleton to the left out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Twins in the field have Brian Harper behind the plate. Pagliarulo at third, Gagne at short, Knobloch at second, Herbeck at first, Gladden, Puckett, and Mack in the outfield. Pat Corrales, the coach, at first base for the Braves. Jimmy Williams at third. 1-1 to Terry Pendleton. Twins play him straight away. Morris delivers a swing and a bouncing ball down to Herbeck. He'll make the play himself. 2 out. Two up and 2 down. In the Atlanta first inning, it'll bring up Ron Gant, the center fielder. Gant, who is 3 for 5 against Morris in the World Series, and 8 for 26. Batting .308. 7 singles and 1 triple, his only extra base hit. 4 runs batted in. Led the Braves in homers with 32 and then RBIs with 105 during the season. Takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. Don Denkinger, the ball and strike umpire from the American League. Harry Wendelstadt at first. Drew Coble of the American League at second. Terry Tata at third base. American League's Rick Reed down the left field line, and the National League's Ed Montague down the right field line. Morris delivers. Low. Ball 2 and no strikes to Gant. So far in this series, the Braves have scored 29 runs, the Twins 23, and of course the bulk of their runs, almost half, scored in game number 5 in Atlanta. There's a chopper foul down the third baseline. 2-1 to Gant. Interesting that in 1987 here, in the 4 games that the Twins played against the Cardinals, the Twins scored 33 runs in those 4 games. So far in this series, in the first 3 games, they've scored only 11 runs, but have won all 3 games. There's a half swing by Gant on a breaking ball. Didn't have a good cut, but he went too far. 2-2. Jack Morris, who won 2 World Series games for the Tigers in 1984 against San Diego. And has won 1 game against the Braves this year. Now the windup and the pitch to Gant. Fastball struck him out swinging. A fastball off the outside part of the plate. 3 up and 3 down. First half inning, the Braves nothing, the Twins nothing.
John Smoltz, the right-hander, pitching for the Atlanta Braves, ready to face Dan Gladden in the bottom of the first inning. Jack Morris right on target. Retiring 3 up, 3 down in the top half of the first. And now Don Denkinger, the home plate umpire, requesting a look at the baseball. Smoltz obliging and tossing it in to Greg Olson. Denkinger says it's okay, and Olson fires it back to his right-handed starter. Gladden stepping in, no score. We're in the bottom of the first, and once again, here's Herb.
Dan Gladden 4 for 25 in the series, and 2 of his hits have been triples. Knobloch and Puckett to follow. 24-year-old John Smoltz takes the sign here from Greg Olson, and his first pitch to Gladden. Swing and a miss at a low fastball out of the strike zone. 0-1. Smoltz 14 and 13 during the season. However, after getting off to a start where he lost 11 of his first 13, he finished up winning 12 of his last 14. There's the right-hander's pitch to Gladden. A high fastball. It's 1-1. Smoltz had 2 brilliant games against Pittsburgh in the NLCS, including the deciding 7th game when he shut out the Pirates 4-0 on 6 hits, walked only 1 and struck out 8. There's the windup by the right-hander and the pitch to Gladden. Swinging a slider and he missed it. 1-2. Good slider down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Against the Twins and Jack Morris in game 4 in Atlanta. Smoltz pitched 7 innings, allowed 2 runs, 7 hits, a homer by Pagliarulo, no walks and 7 strikeouts. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's the windup by the right-hander, the pitch to Gladden. Fastball fouled out of play to the right. Still 1-2. Smoltz during the regular season, 230 innings, allowed 206 hits. Opponents hit only 243. He walked 77 and fanned 148, an earned run average of 3.80. But remember, he did most of his best pitching the second half of the season. Here's the windup and the 1-2 delivered to Gladden. Swing got him with that slider off the outside part of the plate. A good pitch by Smoltz. 1 away. It'll bring up Chuck Knobloch. 7 for 22 in the series. Had 7 hits also against the Blue Jays in the ALCS. Greg Olson doing the catching for the Braves. Terry Pendleton at third. Rafael Belliard at short. Mark Lemke at second. Sid Bream at first. Brian Hunter in left field. Ron Gant in center. Dave Justice, the right fielder. Wayne Terwilliger coaching at first base for the Twins, and Ron Gardenhire at third as plate umpire Den Kinger brushes off home plate. One out, nobody on. Last half of the first inning, and no score. Smoltz, who wears number 29, into the windup, delivers. Knobloch looks at a fastball in for a strike. 0-1. In his first outing in the National League Championship Series, Smoltz gave up a leadoff homer to Orlando Merced, but then settled down and got credit for a 10-3 win. There's a breaking ball popped up into shallow right center field. Coming on is Justice. He makes the catch, the right fielder in shallow right center. And in the seventh and deciding game against Pittsburgh, they got a couple of early hits off him, but he shut him out. As the Braves scored 3 in the top of the first inning that game, 2 on a homer by Brian Hunter, and here is Kirby Puckett. What a thrill last night as he hit that home run in the bottom of the 11th inning to win it. Kirby knocking in 3 of the 4 Twins runs, also had a triple and a single. Now 6 for 22 in the series. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. He was 1 for 3 against Smoltz. Swinging a slider, you missed it. 1 strike. 0-1. Here's the windup by Smoltz and the pitch to Kirby. Breaking ball, good low curve, had him swinging. 0-2 the count. 0-2. John Smoltz, who has the basic 4 pitches. Good fastball, slider, curve, and a changeup. Now the windup and the pitch to Kirby Puckett. Breaking ball, bounce to the mound. Smoltz knocks it down, picks it up, and throws him out. So it's a 1-2-3 inning for each side in the first inning. 1 inning. Braves 0, Twins 0.
No score after 1. Both pitchers, the right-handers Morris and Smoltz, very effective. 12 pitches for Jack, 3 up, 3 down. 10 pitches for Smoltz, 3 up, 3 down. We go to the second, and Morris faces Dave Justice.
6 for 24 in the series. It's a line drive to center field. Here comes Kirby Puckett. Can't get it. A base hit for Justice, who is now 2 for 5 off Jack Morris in this series. A line single to center field. And the first base runner is Dave Justice. Leading off the second inning, it'll bring up number 12, Sid Bream, the left-handed batting first baseman. Bream 3 for 20 in the series, 2 doubles and a single. He has not had a hit off Jack Morris in 6 at-bats. Pagliarulo playing even with the bag at third base, about 25 feet off the line. Herbeck holding with Justice at first. Outfield straight away. Jack Morris out of the set. Here's the pitch to Bream. It is low, ball 1. Brian Hunter on deck for the Braves. No score, top of the second inning with Justice getting his lead at first base. Morris has the sign, throws over to first base, and Justice gets back. The Braves are hitting .262 in the World Series. 40 points higher than the Twins. Each team has hit 8 home runs. Now the set by Jack Morris is looked to first. And the pitch. Bream hits a foul down the left field line out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Braves World Series team average .262, just about what they hit during the season. They hit .258 as a team during the regular season. But the Twins hitting .222. 58 points lower than they hit in the regular season. 1 ball and 1 strike to left-handed batting Sid Bream as Morris checks Justice at first, delivers. Breaking ball low, and it's 2-1. In the 1984 World Series, Jack Morris had 2 complete games beating the Padres. In game 1, he beat them 3-2, and in game 4, he won 4-2, each time going the route. He also won a game that year in the ALCS against Kansas City. It was only 3 out of 5 that year, and the Tigers won all 3 games. Close play on a throw to first. Justice just getting back. Went back standing, but it was a pretty close play. Ball 2 and strike 1 now to Bream. Slowed down some by a knee operation earlier this year. There goes Justice, a bouncing ball to the right side. Knobloch will throw it to first base for the out. They sent Justice on the pitch. Bounced it out to Knobloch. He looked at second and I think wisely went to first base for the safe out. So a runner on second. 1 out, and Brian Hunter, the left fielder, right-handed batter, has had 3 hits in the series and 17 at bats, 1 homer, 0 for 3 against Morris. Dave Justice on second now with 1 away. Morris looking to Harper for the sign. Takes the set and delivers to Hunter. Slider outside. Ball 1. Brian Hunter, a right-handed batter, although he throws left-handed, and of course also plays first base. But in left field now, in the American League Park, with Lonnie Smith, the designated hitter. Outfield, shades him to the left. Morris from the set delivers. Hunter hits a line drive, and it's a foul ball just down beyond third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hunter batting 6th. Olson, the catcher, 7th. Lemke, the second baseman, 8th. And then Belliard, the shortstop, in the 9th spot. Brian Hunter about midway up in the batter's box. Just a slightly open stance. Number 14, Brian Hunter, a rookie in the National League. Morris taking too much time, and Hunter steps out of the batter's box. Braves nothing, Twins nothing. Top of the second with Dave Justice on second and 1 out. There is the set by Morris, and the pitch inside with a fastball. 2-1 to Hunter. He had a big 2-run home run in the 7th game of the series at Pittsburgh, helping to stake the Braves to a 3-0 lead in that game. Morris ready to go now. Here's the set. Justice with the lead at second. The pitch to Hunter. They swing and a foul back. 2-2. Brian Hunter, 6-footer, 195, 23 years old. Outfield playing it pretty well around to the left now with Mack well into right center field. Knobloch way over towards second base. Jack Morris delivers. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. Morris strikes out Brian Hunter for the second out. Jack throwing his high hard one there, and Hunter went after it and missed it. Here's Greg Olson, 6 for 23 in the series, hitting .261, 1 for 4 against Morris. Olson, who was a pretty good clutch hitter during the regular season, he hit just .241, but he got some big hits for them. Morris delivers to him. Swing, foul back. 1 strike. Greg, who came up with the Braves last year, and in fact he caught 100 games, was in 100 games last year, and 133 for them this year. 1 strike to count. Morris looking to Harper for the sign. Justice leading at second with 2 out. The pitch to Olson. Swung on a pop-up out near second base. Knobloch waiting for it. He makes the catch on the side of that. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Inning and a half. Atlanta nothing. The Twins nothing.
Just announced the attendance. 55,118. It's the second smallest crowd of this 1991 World Series. Here at the Metrodome, crowd one in game one was 55,108. Last night was the largest, 55,155. Herb?
Ball one inside to Kent Hrbek. 3 for 23 in the series with a homer, 2 RBIs, 0 for 3 against Smoltz when he faced him in Atlanta. And the pitch is a slider inside, ball 2. Chili Davis on deck, Brian Harper to follow. The infield playing very deep for Kent Hrbek. Pendleton, the third baseman, about 30 feet off the line. Lemke, the second baseman, out in shallow right. Hrbek gets a little bloop into shallow right field. Justice coming in, though, to make the catch. Herbie kind of got jammed on that one and sent a fly to shallow right to Dave Justice, the right fielder, and will bring up Chili Davis. 3 for 14, 2 homers, each with a man on. Did not play against Smoltz because you could not use the designated hitter, although he did play in the outfield the next game. Batting left-handed in the series, Chili is 2 for 3. And the pitch by Smoltz. Swinging a foul back. 1 strike.
That really right there is about the best swing the Twins have had against Smoltz so far in the early goings. Chili had a good cut at that fastball and just missed it, fouled it back. But he's really thrown some good pitches in the early goings here.
Hasn't had any long counts. 1 strike to Chili, and Smoltz delivers. The fastball fouled again on the third base side. No balls and 2 strikes. John Smoltz with good velocity on his fastball. He has a good riding type fastball. And has gotten ahead of Chili Davis here 0-2. The outfield's fanned to the left for Chili, even though he's batting left-handed. There's the pitch by Smoltz. High slider, and it's 1-2. Braves nothing, Twins nothing. Last of the second with 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chili, who led the team in homers and RBIs in the season. 29 homers, 93 runs batted in. John Smoltz kicks and throws. Slider, strike 3, got him looking. Chili not too pleased with Denkinger's call, but he's out. It was a good hard slider by John Smoltz, and it'll bring up Brian Harper with 2 out and nobody on. Brian was 2 for 3 against Smoltz, 6 for 17 in the series. And he takes just off the outside corner, ball 1. Harper hitting .353 in the World Series. There's the windup by Smoltz. The pitch. Slider, a beauty in there for a strike. Boy, he's got a good hard slider. Got that one over, and it's 1-1. Brian Harper with .311 during the regular season with 10 homers, drove in 69 runs. And John Smoltz delivers to him. Another slider fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smoltz retiring the first 5 Twin batters in the game. As he takes a sign here from Greg Olson, he's ahead of Harper. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Now the slider is lined to center for a base hit. Brian Harper, he got that slider. It broke right over the plate. And Harper lined it up the middle to give the Twins their first base runner and bring up Shane Mack. Shane 2 for 19 in the series. Both hits last night. He drove in a run with a broken bat single, also had a double. Against Smoltz in Atlanta, he was 0 for 3 and struck out twice against Smoltz. Sid Bream holding with Brian Harper at first base. Outfield maybe a step or 2 to the right for Shane. Smoltz delivers. Swing and a miss it. The fastball away. 1 strike. 0-1. Smoltz ready. Here's the set by the right-hander. A look to first and a pitch. Mack takes a high fastball. Oh, he had a notion and checked just in time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the set and the pitch. Swing at that good slider. He missed it. 1-2. The Twins here at home during the season, 51 wins, only 30 losses, and in the postseason games, they've won 4 out of 5, losing only the second game in the ALCS to the Blue Jays here. Here is the set by Smoltz. The pitch to Mack. Low outside with a slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here at the Metrodome, of course, the Twins have not lost a World Series game. Won all 4 against the Cardinals, and they won the first 3 here. In 1965, when the Twins and the Dodgers won 7 games, the home team won every game that year until the last game, when the Dodgers, behind Sandy Koufax 2-0 shutout, won the game at Metropolitan Stadium. Here's the set by Smoltz. The pitch. Fastball swung on a ground ball to center field for the hit. Brian Harper will hold at second base on a single to center by Mack. Smoltz, who had thrown a lot of breaking balls to Shane Mack, threw a fastball there. And Shane hit it hard up the middle. And now Pagliarulo, who went 3 for 3 against Smoltz in Atlanta, including a home run. Pags is 3 for 8 in the World Series. And after starting the ALCS 0 for 6 in postseason games, since then he's gone 8 for 17. 2 on and 2 out. No score in the second. Smoltz delivers. Swing at a slider, and he missed it. 1 strike. In the top of the inning, the Braves had Justice reach second base with 1 out, and now the Twins have Harper on second, Mack on first with 2 out. 1 strike to Pagliarulo. Outfield is not playing him to pull. John Smoltz delivers. And a fastball inside. 1-1. Braves nothing, Twins nothing. 2 on and 2 out. Smoltz leaning in for Olson sign. Here's the set, the right-hander's pitch. Fastball a little bit low. 2-1. Harper leading at second, Mack at first. John Smoltz out of the set. Here's the pitch. A low slider, and he swung at it. That one broke out of the strike zone, but it was a good, sharp breaking pitch, breaking down and in. A tough one to lay off. It looked like it was going to be in the strike zone. All of a sudden, then it dipped down and in, and Pag swung and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Smoltz sets the pitch. A slider swung on, grounded behind first base. Bream up with it, throws it to Smoltz for the out. 3-1 the play. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. 2 innings. The Braves nothing, the Twins nothing. Braves no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The Twins no runs, 2 hits, no errors. As we go to the 3rd inning, and for the play-by-play, here's John.
The leadoff batter is Mark Lemke, the number 8 hitter in the order. And the first pitch from Morris is a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. Lemke, the hitting hero for the Atlanta Braves. He's 9 for 20, hitting .450, and has 4 RBIs. Swings and misses on a changeup, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. He did not start Game 1 against Jack Morris and the Minnesota Twins. but did play in game 2 and went 0 for 3. Since that time, he has had 2 or more hits in each game, and 9 total. Low and 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Lemke. He's batting left-handed against the right-hander Morris, and the pitch slapped foul down the left field line and out of play. And it's still a ball and 2 strikes to Mark Lemke. He's the number 8 hitter in the Atlanta order. He'll be followed by Rafael Belliard and then Lonnie Smith, the number 1 hitter. Lemke had 3 hits in game 4, and he had 2 of them off of Morris, a single and a double. And a pitch. Ooh, just missed with a low breaking pitch. 2-2 the count. No score, Twins and Braves in game 7. The winner is the world champion of baseball for 1991. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and Morris rocks to the line and pitches high. Missed with a fastball. 3-2 now to Lemke. As mentioned, the crowd tonight, 55,118. Here's the payoff pitch. Another foul, this one to the left, and it's still 3-2. In 1987, the smallest crowd was game 1 here at the Metrodome when the Twins and the Cardinals played before a crowd of 55,171. And the Twins never did get that high this year in any 4 games. Ground ball to second. Knobloch's got it out to Herbeck for the out, and there's 1 away in the Braves' top half of the 3rd. Lemke hit it sharply, but right at second baseman Chuck Knobloch. Here is Rafael Belliard, the number 9 hitter in the Atlanta order. The shortstop, he's 5 for 14, and he has 4 RBIs. Dave Justice has the most RBIs of any player in the 1991 World Series. He has 6. Ron Gant, Mark Lemke, Rafael Belliard, Kirby Puckett, and Chili Davis all have 4. A foul by Belliard back behind home plate and out of play. Strike 1 to count. Braves batting in the top of the 3rd. No score. Rafael Belliard, the batter, with 1 away and nobody on. Here's Morris with an 0-1 delivery. A bouncing ball and a base hit past Knobloch into right field. Belliard slaps one through in the right side. And the Braves have their 2nd hit and 2nd base runner. Oh, he's been a pesky type hitter in this series. He is now 6 for 15. And here's Lonnie Smith, the designated hitter. He is 4 for 23, including a flyout to center field in his first at bat. Here's Morris's pitch inside, gets away. Belliard breaks. He's going to reach second base. Well, the ball got away from Brian Harper. We'll wait for a scoring ruling. But Belliard is now at second with 1 down, and it's a 1-ball count to Lonnie Smith. It looked like Harper had a chance to catch that ball. He missed it, and he's been charged with a pass ball. Low and 2-0 the count to Lonnie Smith. Two balls, no strikes. A count to the right-handed hitting Lonnie Smith. At second base, Rafael Belliard. He's the 2nd Braves runner in scoring position. Justice reached second in the 2nd inning. Here's Morris as he sets and pitches inside, and he's behind Lonnie Smith at 3-0. Jack, who pitched 12 pitches in the first inning, 12 more in the 2nd inning. He's laboring a bit here in the 3rd. He and Lemke had quite a battle, 8 pitches worth. And now Morris is behind Lonnie Smith at 3-0. Let's see if he's green lighted on 3-0. Nope. Takes it for a strike and 3-1. Jimmy Williams, the third base coach for the Atlanta Braves. He's watching Belliard very closely. Smith with a very pronounced closed stance, and he stands right in the middle of the batter's box. Might be even just a bit toward the front. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Outside, ball 4. Jack Morris has issued his first walk. Now, for the first time in the game, the Braves have 2 base runners on in an inning, and Terry Pendleton will step in. Pendleton bounced out to Herbeck unassisted in his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. 4 hits last night. He has 10 in the series. And he is the leader in hits. Two on, 1 down. Belliard, the lead runner at second. Smith behind at first. There's no score. And here's the pitch. Outside, a ball. 1-0 the count. That is the 17th pitch of the third inning for Jack Morris. And as mentioned, he got away with a rather minimum 12 pitches each in the first and second innings. 1 ball, no strikes. And the Morris pitch. Swing and a foul on a fastball back to the netting, and 1-1. The leadoff batter, Lemke, bounced out second to first. Belliard on an 0-2 delivery, single to right. Smith on a 3-2 pitch, drew a walk. There are 2 on, and the Braves have a threat going here in the third in a scoreless tie. Jack Morris. He sets, checks the runners, and here's the 1-1 delivery. Foul, back and out of play. Again, a fastball, and it's 1-2. Jack Morris in the 80s, he was known as having one of the better split finger pitches in baseball. He learned it, of course, from Roger Craig, presently the San Francisco Giants manager, who was then the Detroit Tiger pitching coach. But here at age 36, in Game 7 of the World Series, Morris with a fastball, and here's the pitch. Fastball hit his hit in the air to left. Dan Gladden coming on. He's there, makes the catch. Two down in the third, and the dangerous Pendleton retired on a lazy fly ball to left field. Now Ron Gant. Gant had a fantastic season for the Braves. Two years in a row, Gant has had 30 or more home runs, 30 or more stolen bases. And a pitch to Gant. Shot to short, hard hit, but right at Gagne. The flip to Knobloch. The force on Lonnie Smith. And Jack Morris and the Minnesota Twins work out of danger in the top half of the third inning.
Jack Morris working out of a hole there. Got the 2 tough hitters, Pendleton and Gant, to leave the 2 runners stranded. So the only man who hasn't batted in the game now, Greg Gagne, will lead it off against Smoltz here in the bottom of the third.
Gagne is the number 9 hitter for the Twins tonight. He is 4 for 22 in the series. He had a first game home run. It was a big one. Hit off of Charlie Leibrandt, a 3-run homer. And the pitch. A slider on the outside corner for a strike, and the ball's in 1 strike. Gagne has 3 RBIs. Among his 3 hits, a double and a home run. 4 hits. He's 4 for 22. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and an off-speed delivery. Had a little break to it, and it's 0-2. In the early goings, the pitchers are on their game. Jack Morris and John Smoltz. They are holding the upper hand at this moment. Although the Braves almost got through to Jack Morris in the 3rd inning. Here's a ground ball at the 3rd and a breaking pitch. Pendleton's got it, and he throws over to Bream at first. Gagne is out, and there's 1 away. No score. The hits are even at 2. There are no errors in this game. So far in the 6 games that have been played, the Braves have made 6 errors, and the Twins have made 4. Atlanta was not a good fielding team during the regular season. They were 10th in the National League in fielding. Twins were a very good fielding team. They were 3rd. Here's Dan Gladden fouling off to the right and out of play. Right up to the first row of the upper deck where a fan with a glove made the grab. Strike 1 the count to Dan Gladden. 1 down and nobody on. The Twins batting in the bottom of the 3rd and no score. Gladden swings and fouls another. This one is to the mezzanine section and out of play. And it'll be a 2-strike count. Here's the 0-2 delivery. It's high. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. There's no score. The Twins, who led early last night 2-0. And the pitch. Swing and a foul. This one off the facing of the upper deck down into the grandstand seats. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Dan Gladden. John Smoltz, he's 24 years of age from Detroit, Michigan. Here's the wind by the tall right-hander and the 1-2 delivery. Check swing. Did he go? Harry Wendelstadt, the first base umpire, says no, he did not. 2-2 the count. Gladden went down swinging in his first at bat. Smoltz is ready into the wind. And the pitch. A line drive and a base hit down the left field line. This will go for extra bases. Dan Gladden to second. Brian Hunter plays a perfect carom and relays it in. Gladden with a double, and he's at second base. The first extra base hit of the game. Well, the Twins have their 3rd hit. It's the 5th hit of the World Series for Dan Gladden. It's his 3rd extra base hit. He has 2 triples and now a double. Chuck Knobloch the batter. He was out on a fly ball to shallow right center in his first at bat. So the Twins with a threat and a 1-out base runner, and here's a pitch. Up high, 1 ball and no strikes. John Smoltz working to Chuck Knobloch in a count of 1-0. The outfield straight away for Knobloch. Gant in center field might be shaded just a bit toward right center. Here's the set and the pitch. Outside, 2-0 the count. Here at the Metrodome, the Twins in the 3rd. They have a threat. No score in the pitch. Swing and a miss and a big cut by Knobloch. Boy, he really made a big swing at that low pitch. 2-1 the count. Knobloch was 1 for 3 in Game 4 against Smoltz. This is only his second World Series start. For Morris, it is his third. The Braves started Liebrandt against Morris in Game 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Smoltz sets, checks and pitches. Swing and a foul back behind home plate. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Knobloch. I tell you, Smoltz, he has a good fastball, a good slider here in the early goings. He got a pitch up to Dan Gladden, and he pulled it down the left field line for a 2-base hit. Gagne opened the inning and bounced out third to first. Gladden hit a 2-bagger to the left field corner, and now here's Knobloch at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smoltz ready, sets and pitches. Here's a fly ball to right. It's hit deep. Justice is back. He's at the warning track, and he makes the catch. Gladden tags and moves ahead to third base. 2 down. Just in front of the warning track, Dave Justice hauled that one in. Justice sprinting back. That ball kind of died on him. I think he expected to make the catch on the warning track. But as he was back in front of the track, he came in a few steps and made the catch. 2-away now, the farthest advance for either team. Dan Gladden at third base. And here is Kirby Puckett. 0 for 1 and a bounce out to the pitcher. Pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. What an ovation for Kirby Puckett when he was introduced to this capacity partisan crowd. Here's the 1-0 delivery, down low, 2-0 the count. The home run that Kirby hit last night in the bottom of the 11th inning. A leadoff home run. He hit it off at Charlie Liebrandt. Very interesting to watch the emotions of the 2 particulars in the home run. Puckett, as he was rounding the bases, very joyous. Liebrandt, as he walked off the mound, saddened by the fact that he had served up the pitch that allowed Puckett to hit it out of the park to win the game for the Twins. 2-0 the count to Puckett, and the pitch foul to the right and out of play. 2-1. No score, bottom half of the third inning. Twins and Braves in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series. In 85, 86, and 87, the World Series was extended to the final 7th game. Kansas City winning in 85. The New York Mets winning in 86. The Twins winning in 87. But since then, we've not had a 7th game. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. It was a 2-1 pitch, and now it's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kirby Puckett. That was a good low fastball by John Smoltz, and he got it by Kirby. Outfield straight away. Here's the 2-2. Smoltz to Puckett. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a slider. No runs, 1 hit. 1 left. And at the end of 3, Twins nothing, Braves nothing. Justice, a left-handed batter, in his first at bat against Morris. He singled to center field. He takes a very slow changeup for a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike. That's almost an Ephus-type pitch by Jack Morris. He doesn't use it very often, and mostly he likes to use it just to show the batters out of the strike zone. How about that? He used it right again, and he gets it in there for a strike at 0-2. Now he's starting to play games with Dave Justice. I'm sure Justice said, well, I won't see that pitch again, probably for the rest of the game, and certainly not in this at bat. and then Morris gave it to him again. And Justice just stood there, frozen, taking it for a strike. Here's a fastball outside. Oh, boy, the Twins son. They had a strikeout there. Morris and Harper were upset with Don Denkinger not making the strike 3 call. That was a fastball on the outside corner. And they did not get the call from Don Denkinger. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Justice 1 for 1. He has one of the 2 Braves hits. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a fork ball. And a strikeout for Jack Morris. His third. 1 down here in the top half of the 4th inning. No score in Game 7. Sid Bream, who hasn't done a whole lot of damage in the World Series. He's 5 for 21. He has not driven in a run. He had 45 RBIs in the regular season. Lofts a fly to left. Gladden makes the catch in fair territory. He caught the ball and crossed the foul line. Bream is out. 2 down in the Atlanta 4th inning. Now Brian Hunter struck out in his first at bat in the 2nd inning. Both teams have threatened, but they've not been able to get a run across. Pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Hunter now 3 for 18 this series. He was used as a pinch hitter and a late inning defensive replacement for Sid Bream at first base in the Atlanta games. He has started all of the games here at the Metrodome in left field. And Lonnie Smith has been the DH. Low ball 2, 2-0 the count. Two balls, no strikes. 2 away, nobody on, no score. And the pitch. Here's a drive hit to left center. Gladden chasing. He can't get it. It's over his head. Karam's off the wall. Hunter on his way to second, and he's in safely with a double. That ball was hard hit by Brian Hunter. And he lined it right over the head of left fielder Dan Gladden. Hunter is on. The Braves have their 3rd hit, their first for extra bases. And now the batter is going to be Greg Olson. Olson bouncing or popping up to Knobloch in the 2nd inning, and 0 for 1. 6 for 24 for Ole. And the set by the right-hander Morris, and here's the pitch. Fastball high, 1 ball and no strikes. Nice chat with Joe Garagiola, former commentator for NBC Baseball. He did many a World Series. He's the guest of Commissioner Fay Vincent here this evening. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Strike on a fastball, 1-1 the count. Joe G. He'll do the Today Show tomorrow morning on NBC. He'll get back to New York in time to do the program. While we were chatting, he turned around and looked at Tony Oliva and he said, "That man right there belongs in the Hall of Fame." Hopefully Tony will get there someday. 1 ball, 1 strike. The runner at second is Hunter, and the pitch high, 2-1 the count. Joe also goes to the Mayo Clinic each year for a checkup. He said, "I've been going to Rochester and the Mayo Clinic for 31 years. And every time I go for the checkup, they always seem to schedule a banquet for me." Joe Garagiola, very popular down in Rochester. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Ooh, just missed low, 3-1. Morris has been giving Olson a steady diet of fastballs here. Now Jack steps off. And he's ready in a 3-1 delivery to Greg Olson. Big pitch here. Due up next, Mark Lemke. And the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled to the right, out of play. Full count now, a 3-2. Morris got Dave Justice striking him out. And Sid Bream on a fly out to left. Hunter then hit a a double over Dan Gladden's head in left center field. Now Olson at 3-2. Jack Morris ready, sets and delivers. Swing and a foul and an off-speed breaking pitch. Out of play and still 3-2. Well, Jack Morris abandoned the fastball there and went with an off-speed breaking pitch. And Olson just got a piece of it and fouled it back. Ready now in a 3-2 delivery. The set and the pitch. A line drive to right. Shane Mack coming on. He's got it. Oh, hard hit by Olson. For Atlanta, no runs, one hit, one left. At the end of 3.5, Twins nothing, Braves nothing.
Well, the Braves leaving another runner stranded. Now the Twins will have some big guys coming up here in the bottom of the fourth inning against Smoltz, Herbeck, Davis, and Harper. No score after 3.5.
Here's Ken Herbeck to lead off for the Twins against John Smoltz. He was out on a fly ball in his first at bat. Check swing and a slider, and he fouls it to the left, and strike one to count. Herbeck is now 3 for 24 in the World Series. But the at-bat that he had against Smoltz in the second inning was only his 6th against right-handed pitchers. Inside the ball, and I think it hit him. Herbeck is claiming that it hit him, and now Don Denkinger concurs. Bobby Cox will come out. Greg Olson is talking with Don Denkinger. And Herbeck has been hit by a pitch. Now Cox is wanting an explanation here of why Denkinger didn't say right away that Herbeck was hit by the pitch. He just got tipped in the left elbow. So the Twins get a leadoff batter on for the first time. Herbeck hit by a pitch. He was just grazed. And the batter will be Chili Davis. Chili took a called third strike in the second inning. 3 for 15 for Chili, and the pitch. Swing and a miss and a mighty cut. No balls and one strike. No balls and one strike to count to Chili Davis. One on and nobody out. The Twins in the fourth in a scoreless game. Both clubs have had their chances. Twins had 2 on in the second but couldn't get a run across. And the pitch. Fastball high. 1-1 the count. A 1-out double by Dan Gladden in the third. He advanced to third but did not score. The Braves had Justice at second with 1 out in the second, but he did not score. And they had 2 base runners in the third with 1 out, but Morris retired Pendleton and Gant. Now in the bottom of the fourth, 1-1 to Davis. Check swing and a slider. Did he go? Third base umpire Terry Tatum says no, he did not. 2-1 to count. John Smoltz to Chili Davis, batting left-handed. Here's the set and the pitch. A high fly to left field. Hunter, who lost one last night, sees this one and makes the catch. Chili is out. Herbeck holds at first. 1 away in the Twins' bottom half of the fourth inning in a scoreless game. And Brian Hunter, who singled sharply to center in the second inning, will be the batter. The Braves and the Twins scoreless in the fourth. Harper 7 for 18 in the series. And the pitch. He loops one into shallow right center. Could be trouble. Coming on is Justice, and he makes a diving catch. Oh, a fine grab by Dave Justice. A ball that was hit right off of the end of Harper's bat. And Justice racing in, going down to one knee and sliding into the ball to make the catch. And Harper is retired for the second out in the Twins' fourth inning. A good sliding catch by Dave Justice. Brian Harper out on a pitch, and now Shane Mack. He's 1 for 1. Mack had a single to center in his first at bat. Shane now 3 for 20 in the series. Takes a slider for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Mack had gone 0 for 15 before last night. He was 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI single. Tonight he's 1 for 1. Herbeck, who was hit by a pitch to lead off, is still at first. And they're 2 down, and the pitch is wide, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to Shane Mack. No score, and the hits are even at 3 apiece. There are no errors in this game, and Minnesota's batting in the bottom half of the fourth inning. This is Game 7 of the 1991 World Series. Here's the set by the right-hander Smoltz, and the pitch to Mack. Outside, 2-1 the count. Herbeck hit by a pitch to open the inning. Chili Davis out on a fly to left. Brian Harper out on a fly to shallow right center, and a good catch by Dave Justice. Here's the delivery to Mack, and he popped it up into shallow right center, backtracking Lemke. He's there and makes the catch. Now at the end of 4 innings of play, in Game 7 of the World Series, the Braves nothing, the Twins nothing. No score after 4. We go to the 5th, and here's Herb.
All right, John, a high breaking ball to Mark Lemke, ball 1. He was out second to first in the third inning. Each team, no runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Morris delivers. Swinging a line drive to right for a base hit. Mark Lemke continues his hot swings as he now has 10 hits and 22 at bats. Bring up the shortstop, Belliard. The Twins, of course, will be looking for a bunt here in this type of a game. Belliard, a ground ball single between Knobloch and Herbeck in the third inning. With 1 out, he got the second on a pass ball as Smith walked, but Pendleton flied out and Gant hit into a force out to retire the side. Number 2, right-handed batting, Rafael Belliard. Here's the set now with Pagliarulo playing in close at third base. Morris throws to first base, and Lemke gets back. Lemke only average speed at first base. Lonnie Smith on deck, and then Terry Pendleton due up. Here is the set by Jack Morris to look over to first base. Belliard around the bunt, and he taps it out in front of the plate. Harper grabs it, throws it to first base for the out. Sacrifice, Harper to Herbeck, getting Lemke to second. A 2-3 sacrifice for Rafael Belliard. Number 27, Lonnie Smith, the designated hitter, has fly to center, had a base on balls. Lemke on second. One out. Jack Morris to the set. Here's the pitch. Swing at a slider. He missed it. One strike. Terry Pendleton on deck. Morris retired the side in order in the first inning, but the Braves have had runners on every inning since. And the Twins likewise went down in order in the first, but they've had runners on every other inning. Here's the set. Morris delivers. A bunt down the third baseline, charged by Pagliarulo, and the throw to first base. Safe. Throw pulled Herbeck off the bag, and Lemke goes to third. A surprise move there by Lonnie Smith. He dropped a bunt down the third baseline. Good pickup barehanded by Pagliarulo, but his throw pulled Herbeck off the bag, coming up towards home plate to make the catch, and they will credit Lonnie Smith with a bunt single to put runners at first and third. Only one out, and Terry Pendleton, the switch hitting third baseman, coming up. Jack Morris now being talked to by Brian Harper. Pendleton bounced to Herbeck in the first inning, fly to left in the third. So the Braves, with their biggest threat, they had runners on first and second with one out in the third inning. Now they have runners at first and third with one out. Top of the fifth inning and no score. Lonnie Smith beating out the bunt. He slid into first base as Herbeck got to come off the bag up towards home plate to catch the ball. Now Pagliarulo is going to be playing even with the bag. Gagne and Knobloch up about a third of the way. Herbeck holding at first base. And Terry Pendleton, the National League batting champion, when he hit .319 this past season. Here's the pitch by Morris. Swing and a bouncer, foul down the first baseline. One strike to Pendleton. Atlanta now with 5 hits. Morris has walked 1, struck out 3. Outfield playing Pendleton straightaway. His home run last night right over the center field fence. His second home run of the series. Morris goes to the set. Looks over to first base. A long look. Still looking. Time call by Denkinger, the plate umpire. As Morris went into a freeze there as he looked over to first base to check Lonnie Smith. Mark Lemke, the runner on third. 1 away. 1 strike to Pendleton. Okay, Morris ready to go. Here's the set. And the pitch. And it's low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Morris slowing down his pace now with men on first and third, only 1 out. Here is the set. In comes the pitch. Pendleton, it's a high pop-up. Shallow left. Gagne going out calling. Gladden coming in, and they kind of run together, but Gagne hangs onto the ball. Greg Gagne makes the catch. Again, a situation there where you can't take your eye off the ball. Verbal communication's no good. Gladden was running in and kind of put on the brakes, so just as he sort of nudged Gagne as Gags made the catch. And it'll bring up Ron Gant, the center fielder. Harper again goes out to talk to Morris. Gant struck out on a good fastball in the first inning and hit into a short to second force out in the third inning for the third out. That was the first pitch to him. No score now with 2 out. Right in the batting, Ron Gant, number 5. Here is the shot by Morris. The pitch. Strike. 0-1. Ron Gant, who has hit 32 homers each of the last 2 years, drove in 105 runs this year. Morris on to the set, now looks to first and delivers. Gant takes the fork ball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morris tossing the ball up there as he gets another one from plate umpire Don Denkinger. Ron Gant, who a couple of years ago was sent down to the minor leagues to learn to play the outfield. He'd been a third baseman. He came up. Here's the set by Morris and the pitch. Low outside, the ball gets away from Harper, and Morris picks it up, throws it to third base. Not quite in time. Lemke just got back. A pitch in the dirt, bounced out in front of the plate. Lemke took several steps towards home plate. Morris picked the ball up, threw it to Pagliarulo on a close play. Lemke just getting back. Harper blocking that ball and was able to keep it out in front of the plate. Had it skidded off to the left or the right, Lemke probably would have been able to score, but it bounced right back out in front of home plate. About a third of the way back out to the mound, and Morris alertly ran in and picked the ball up.
I think the Braves would have learned from the base running mistakes they made in Game 4 when in the 5th inning they had 2 out at the plate. Lemke really didn't have any chance at all of trying to score there. They were lucky that that was not the 3rd out.
2-1 the count to Gant. A throw to first. Safe. Smith just got back. Two out here with Lemke on third, Smith on first, and no score. Ball 2 and strike 1 to right-handed batting Ron Gant. Braves 4th round pick 8 years ago. Jack Morris looking to Harper, has the sign. Goes to the set, looks to first, and delivers. Gant takes it outside. It's 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Gant up, and Dave Justice will be the batter here if Gant gets on. No score. First half of the 5th inning in the deciding game of the World Series here. Jack Morris ready to go. Takes the set position and delivers to Gant, who swings away and grounds a foul down third base way in a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And with 2 out, the runner on first, Lonnie Smith will be running. Ron Gant, who likes to pull the ball in the outfield, playing him way around to the left. Gagne over deep in the hole. Knobloch way over towards second. Herbeck coming over to say something to Morris. Three ball, 2 strike count. Morris checks the sign with Harper. Lemke leads at third. Smith at first. Morris delivers. Gant takes strike 3. A fastball. Got him looking. Fastball on the outside corner. No runs. 2 hits and 2 left. 4.5. Braves nothing. Twins nothing.
Well, it was a very emotional Jack Morris as he slipped that called 3rd strike past Ron Gant. Almost a celebrated version of Juan Berenger. Bottom of the 5th, Smoltz to Pagliarulo. Here's Herb.
Low fastball hit the deep center field. Gant going back, way back. Gant makes the catch in deep left center field. Just a couple of steps in front of the wall. Good running catch by Ron Gant. Pagliarulo had grounded out 3-1 his first trip in the 2nd inning. Now a long fly ball out to Gant, and Greg Gagne coming up. Gagne grounded to third in the third inning. Fastball inside. Ball one. No score. Last half of inning number 5 here in the 7th and deciding game of the World Series. Here's the windup by Johnny Smoltz. The right-hander's pitch to Gagne. Fastball strike on the outside corner. 1-1. Twins and the Cardinals, the last two teams to play a 7-game World Series. That, of course, was '87. And Smoltz with a 1-1 delivery. A low breaking ball. Gags laid off it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Dan Gladden on deck. Each team has had chances to score. Atlanta's stranded 6 runners through the 5 innings. Twins have left 4 on so far. 2-1 out of Greg Gagne. A 3-run home in the first game of the series. Here's the windup now on the pitch. Just outside. 3-1. This is the first time that John Smoltz has gone to a 3-ball count in the game. Although he has hit Herbeck, just brushed him with a pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2 now to Gagne. Smoltz has struck out 2. 1 out here, nobody on. Full count to Gagne. As the right-hander swings into his windup, kicks and throws. Breaking ball, and he struck him out with a good slider. 3rd strikeout for Smoltz. And now Gladden, who struck out in the first inning, doubled down the left field line in the 3rd with 1 out, but he was eventually stranded on 3rd base. Two out and nobody on. Smoltz winding. Here's the right-hander's pitch to Gladden. Fastball hit on the ground, and it is into center field. A base hit. Lemke diving for the ball, couldn't get to it. So Gladden has the Twins' 4th hit. He's on with 2 out, and Chuck Knobloch coming up. Knobloch twice his flight out to right field to Dave Justice. I think the Twins might try something here with Gladden. With 2 out, he is 2 out of 3 in the series as a base stealer. Sid Bream, of course, holding with him. The outfield playing a shade to the right for Knobloch. And a throw to first by Smoltz, and Gladden gets back. Belliard, the shortstop, and the second baseman Lemke both shading over towards second base. Here's the set by John Smoltz. A look to first, throw over there, and Gladden gets back. Two down, last of the 5th inning, and no score. Braves have 5 hits and the Twins 4. Here is the set by Smoltz. The pitch. Knobloch hits a fly ball to center field, but Gant backing up. He's there. Gant makes the catch. No runs for the Twins on 1 hit. They leave 1. 5 innings. Atlanta nothing, the Twins nothing. All right, here's Dave Justice. He swings and fouls off the first pitch. He got a single to center in the second, and he struck out in the 4th inning. Maher started him off with 2 changeups, then struck him out on a split-fingered fastball. Justice to be followed by Sid Bream and Brian Hunter, two left-handers and a right-hander here in the top of the 6th. Morris swings into the windup, delivers, and Justice takes it low and inside. An appeal at third, no swing. This is Terry Tato, 1 ball, 1 strike. Braves have no runs, 5 hits and no errors. The Twins no runs, 4 hits and no errors. Braves have left 6 and the Twins 5. Stranded on base. Here's the windup by Jack Morris. The pitch to Justice. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dave Justice, last year's National League Rookie of the Year, when he hit 28 home runs. He hit 21 this year, although he missed about a third of the season. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to Herbeck. He's got it. Fumbles it, picks it up, throws it to Morris for the out. 3-1 to play. One gone in the Braves 6, and it'll bring up Sid Bream, the first baseman. Bream has grounded to second and fly to left. Sid Bream, one-time Dodger and one-time Pirate. He went to school at Liberty Baptist College in Lynchburg, Virginia, where his baseball coach was one-time Twins relief pitcher Al Worthington. 1 out here and nobody on. Bream, number 12, rangy left-handed batting first baseman, and Morris delivers to him. Checks his swing, it's a strike. Little breaking ball called on him by Don Denkinger. 0-1. No score in the top of the 6th. Here's the windup by Morris and the pitch. Swung on a ground ball to Herbeck again. He has it. He'll run it to the bag himself, this time for the unassisted put out. Two up and 2 down in the Atlanta 6th. It'll bring up Brian Hunter. Struck out in the 2nd, doubled to left in the 4th. He got his double in the 4th inning with 2 out, and he was left there as Olson lined out to Mack in right field. Brian Hunter, right-handed batter. Doesn't use all of the batter's box. He's pretty much in the middle part of the box. And Morris' first pitch to him. Slider swung on, chopped foul to the left. 1 strike. Two out, nobody on. Chuck Knobloch shading towards second. The outfield way to the left on Hunter, playing him as a pull hitter. And the windup by Morris. He delivers. Low breaking ball. 1-1. In Morris' first 3 World Series wins, 2 with Detroit, he has allowed 2 runs in each of the games. He beat the Padres 3-2 and 4-2 in 1984. Beat the Braves here 5-2 in the first game of this series. And he delivers to Hunter. Swung on, hit off the end of the bat, flying to center. Puckett is there waiting for it. Puckett has it, the side is out. Morris has his second 1-2-3 inning. And we go to the last of the 6 here at the Metrodome. The Braves nothing, the Twins nothing.
Well, it's a scoreless game. Smoltz and Morris dueling right to the hilt. We go to the bottom of the 6th. And here's Herb.
First pitch low outside, ball 1. Kirby bounced back to Smoltz in the first inning. And he struck out in the 3rd inning on a slider from Johnny Smoltz. 1 ball to no strikes. The right-hander winds and delivers. A good slider over for a strike. 1-1. Herbeck on deck. Davis to follow the heart of the Twins batting order here in the 6th inning. 1-1 to Kirby. Here's the windup. Smoltz's pitch. Low outside. Bounces away from Olson. And it's 2-1 to Kirby Puckett. John Smoltz is throwing more breaking balls than I would have anticipated that he would throw tonight. Quite a few sliders and curveballs. He shakes off Olson. Now the 2-1 delivery. There's a fastball, swing and a miss. About a letter high fastball out of Kirby, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Johnny Smoltz, who of course had been in the Tiger organization and was traded in '87 to Atlanta for Doyle Alexander. Here's the pitch now to Kirby. High breaking ball. He had a notion, checked the swing, 3-2. Doyle Alexander that year was 9-0 when he came over to Detroit, helped him to win the American League Eastern Division title. And here's the 3-2 to Kirby. Breaking ball, foul back. Threw that slider to Kirby on the 3-2 pitch. So for the second time in the game now, John Smoltz has gone to a 3-ball count. He was 3-2 on Gagne last inning. No score. Last of the 6th. There's the windup by Smoltz. The 3-2 delivery. Inside, he walks Puckett. Smoltz gives up his first walk of the game. He threw a fastball, got it inside to Kirby. Well, the Twins get a man on, and Herbeck up, fly to right in the second, hit by a pitch, just actually brushed his arm in the 4th inning. There is the set by Smoltz, and the pitch. Check swing. It's an appeal and no swing. 1 ball and no strikes.
Bullpens have been real quiet here tonight, Herb. No reason for them to be up. The starters have really done a great job, but we're getting into the late innings of the game now, and still no activity in either bullpen.
And Smoltz out of the set. Here's the pitch to Herbeck. A check swing. That time he went too far. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morris and Smoltz both pretty much in command of this game, although there have been a few base runners in the game. A throw to first base. Kirby gets back. One and one to Kent Herbeck. Belliard, the shortstop, shading well towards second base. Smoltz kicks and throws. Sinker low. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch to Herbeck. Swing and a foul back. 2-2. Chili Davis on deck. Smoltz leaning in to take the sign from Olson. Kirby getting his lead. Bream holds with him. Outfield deep, slightly to the right. Here's the pitch to Herbeck. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. Medium deep. Gant under it. Ron Gant, the center fielder, makes the catch. And Kirby will have to stay at first. 1 away. And next will be Davis. Chili called out in the 2nd inning. Sent a fly ball to shallow left for an out in the 4th. Smoltz throwing a slider to Herbeck that time on a 2-2 pitch. Got him to hit it in the air to center field. So Chili Davis now with Puckett on first base. 1 out. We have no score. Last of the 6th. They'll play Chili a little more towards left than they did Herbeck. Smoltz leaning in, has the sign. Here's the set by the right-hander. The pitch to Davis. Swinging a bouncing ball to first. Bream throws it to second for one. Back to first for the double play. 3-6-3 double play. So nothing across for the Twins. And at the end of 6, Braves nothing, Twins nothing. Well, a lot of zeros on the scoreboard in this game. Each team has had only one runner to get as far as third base through 6 innings. As the Braves have no runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Twins no runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Jack Morris now set to go to the bottom third of the Atlanta order here in the top of the 7th inning. Greg Olson will lead it off. And for some more play-by-play, let's get over to John Gordon.
Well, we haven't really had a lot of scoring threats in the middle innings. And it's still no score as we get to the final third of the game in the top of the 7th. And the leadoff batter, Greg Olson. 0 for 2 against Jack Morris. Hit the ball in the air to the second baseman and the right fielder. Takes a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Greg Olson 0 for 2 against Jack Morris. And here's the pitch. Foul to the right and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just checking with Herb. In between innings, I asked him about pitch count. He has Smoltz and Morris at 82 pitches each, and I have them at 83 pitches each. They're just about dead even in this one. The Braves have 1 more hit than the Twins, and they've out-hit Minnesota 5-4. What a game and what a pitcher's duel with Morris and Smoltz. Here's a strike, and it's 1-2. A fastball in the outside corner. One ball, 2 strikes. Olson, the leadoff batter, and here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out in a changeup. And Jack Morris, using every pitch that he has in his arsenal, strikes out Greg Olson to start the 7th inning. Strikeout number 5 for Jack Morris. Now the batter, Mark Lemke. A hit and 2 trips. He hits one in the air to center. Kirby is there, and he's got it. Well, on 5 pitches here in the 7th inning, Jack Morris has retired Olson and Lemke and now faces Rafael Belliard. Morris starting to work on a string. He's retired the last 7 Atlanta batters in a row. Lonnie Smith had a bunt single in the 5th with 1 out to put 2 on. And Morris is not allowed to base runners since. That was the last jam that Jack worked out of. Fastball inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Here's Morris into the line and a 1-0 delivery. There's the strike, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the line by Morris and the delivery. It's high, 2-1 to count. 2-1 to count to Belliard, and the pitch. It's high, 3-1 to count. Morris has walked 1. That was Lonnie Smith back in the 3rd inning. Smoltz has walked 1. That was Puckett to start the 6th inning. He's hit 1. That was Herbeck. Here's a strike and 3-2. Full count. A fastball at the letters to Belliard. Two-way, nobody on. 3-2 the count to Rafael Belliard. Here's the line by Jack Morris and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out in a fastball. Jack Morris has now retired 8 Atlanta batters in a row. And it's still the Braves nothing, the Twins nothing.
Well, Jack Morris now has retired 8 batters in a row. And the Twins coming up here against Smoltz in the bottom of the 7th. We'll have Brian Harper to lead it off.
What a duel. And here's Harper, who has one of the 4 hits for the Twins. He singled in the 2nd inning. No, this is classic here tonight. No score after 6.5 and 1 ball to Harper. Smoltz to the line and a pitch. Low and 2-0. Shane Mack and Mike Pagliarulo to follow. The Twins and the Braves scoreless in the 7th game. 2 games already in this series have gone extra innings. The Braves winning 1, the Twins winning 1. Harper with a swing and a miss. 2-1 the count. $55,118. As Smoltz works to the line, and here's the delivery. A cut and a miss and a curveball. A dandy, I might add, and it's 2-2. Boy, he really snapped one off there. Two balls, 2 strikes, and here's the line by John Smoltz and a pitch. And a ground ball on the left side. Stabbed by Pendleton. The throw across in time to retire Harper, and there's one away. One up, one down in the bottom of the 7th. And Shane Mack will be the batter. Last time the Twins had a base runner as far as 2nd was Gladden in the 3rd inning. He had a 1-out double and moved to 3rd on a fly ball. Here's a bunt. Pendleton picks it up, throws to 1st, and they get Mack. And there's 2 down. Good try by Shane. He runs the line well, and he almost beat it out. But Pendleton, a Gold Glover, made a good play. 2 away in the 7th. And here's Pagliarulo. The bunt was just a little too hard. And Pendleton, with a bare hand pickup, threw him out at first base. Now Pagliarulo out in a fly ball to deep left center in the 5th inning. Ronnie Gann had to go back near the warning track to get the ball. And the pitch. Strike. A breaking pitch across, and it's no balls and 1 strike. No score in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's Smoltz to the line and a pitch. Just missed outside. 2, 1 ball and 1 strike. Pagliarulo batting with a count of 1-1, 2 down, nobody on. Twins in the 7th. And the pitch. Just outside, 2-1. Former Viking, Jay Carroll. He was the deliverer of the message for the Baseball Chapel program for the Twins and the Braves today. And also a chapel service at the Press Quarters Hotel. Inside and low, 3-1 the count to Pagliarulo. Smoltz has walked 1. That was Puckett in the 6th inning. He has given up 4 hits, a double and a single to Gladden, a single to Harper, and a single to Shane Mack. He had not allowed a base runner as far as 2nd since the 3rd, and he's hit 1 batter. That was Herbeck. Jack Morris has pitched equally as well. And a pitch. And a ground ball to 3rd. Pendleton's got it. Plays the 2nd hop cleanly. Throws across. He makes all 3 assists in the 7th inning, and the Twins are out. 3 up, 3 down for Minnesota. John Smoltz's 2nd 1-2-3 inning and his first since the 1st inning. At the end of 7. Twins nothing, Braves nothing. Well, we go to the 8th. No score. The Twins and the Braves. What a duel here. And carry the rest of the way. Here's the voice of the Twins, Herb Carneal. Good luck, Herb.
Well, thank you, John. The first pitch is low, ball 1. The way this series is going, I don't know if I'll take it the rest of the way or not.
You're going all 17, pal.
Here's the windup by Jack Morris. The pitch, swing, a little bloop hit into right field. It's going to fall in for a hit. He checked his swing and dumps one into right. So Lonnie Smith, who had fly to center, walked, had a bunt single in the 5th inning down the third baseline. A check swing single to right. So it'll bring up Terry Pendleton, the third baseman, 0 for 3 at the plate tonight. He's bounced to Herbeck, fly to left, popped to short. That little bloop check swing single by Smith, the 6th Atlanta hit. Ends a string of 8 batters in a row, having been retired by Jack Morris. Terry Pendleton now a switch hitter, batting left. Pagliarulo playing in close. Morris to the set. And Pendleton takes it outside. Gave no indication of bunting there. 1 ball and no strikes. Remember, Pendleton won the National League batting title. Hit .319 to win it. And he'll be followed by Ron Gant, and then Dave Justice is due up. Terry Pendleton, who had never hit .300 before in his career. The .319 won the batting title for him. He hit .286 with the Cardinals in '87. As Morris throws to first base, Smith gets back. But Pendleton had some injuries, an ankle injury to his side, and he can only bat left-handed in that World Series. Braves signed him as a free agent in December last year. Here's the set by Jack Morris, and the 1-0 delivery. Pendleton takes a strike. Fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. And the Twins are going to get the bullpen going now. Left-hander Mark Guthrie and right-hander Steve Bedrosian warming up. First warm-up action we've had so far in the game. Morris has walked 1, struck out 6. 1-1 now to Terry Pendleton, hitting .357 in the series. 10 hits and 28 at-bats. 2 home runs. Here is the set by Morris. Throw to first base. Smith gets back. Lonnie Smith, the runner at first base, 35 years old. He used to steal a lot of bases. He stole 68 one year with the Cardinals. Only 9 this year with the Braves. But he still runs pretty well. Gets a good lead at first base. Jack Morris out of the set. Goes to first, then he gets back. No one out here in the top of the 8th inning of a scoreless game. 1-1 to Terry Pendleton. Outfield plays him straight away. Pendleton hit 22 homers during the regular season. Pagliarulo still playing it pretty close at third base. Gagne about 10 steps over towards second. Here's the set by Morris and the pitch. Pendleton, it's a high foul drifting out of play down the left field line. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terry Pendleton, very stocky, 5'9", about 195 pounds. He's 30 years old. So he indeed has paid big dividends for the Braves. He drove in 86 runs during the season. Played a real good third base for him. Here's the set now by Jack Morris. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. No, apparently it hit the ground and is not ruled not a legal catch by Brian Harper. It's a foul ball. He did not catch it cleanly, so Pendleton stays alive. Apparently now they had ruled no pitch. The ball was in the dirt. Pendleton definitely swung at it. Harper came up with it cleanly, but Apparently they ruled no pitch to Terry Pendleton. It's 1-2. They had giving Pendleton another shot after a time there. And here's Morris now with a set. And the pitch. Swung on, a drive hit out to deep left center field. Gladden is not going to be able to get it. As it bounces off the plexiglass, Lonnie Smith had checked up at second base. He's going to be held at third on a double to left center. So the Braves with runners on second and third, nobody out. Well, again, back on that 1-2 pitch to Terry Pendleton. Apparently they did rule it a foul ball. He swung at a pitch that was in the dirt. And they ruled that Harper did not make a legal catch of the ball, so that's why Pendleton got another shot. For a moment I thought they had called a timeout, but they had not. They had simply ruled it a foul ball on the 1-2 pitch that Pendleton swung at. Looked like he was out, but they ruled it no catch by Brian Harper. So Pendleton with that double to left center. Now the Braves have runners on second and third with nobody out. Ron Gant at the plate. He has struck out, hit into a force out short to second, and been called on strikes. Infield up for the Twins. Morris delivers. Swing and a high foul to the right out of play. One strike. Nothing in one. One strike. Here's the pitch by Morris. Swing a little tap down the first baseline. Herbeck grabs the ball. Gant will be out. The runners will have to be held up. Boy, big out there as Gant, their RBI leader during the season, hit a little scribble to Herbeck. With the infield in, no chance for anybody to advance, so Smith is still on third, Pendleton on second. The Twins asking time now. And Dave Justice will be the batter. Pagliarulo coming over. Harper going out. Tom Kelly now coming out of the third base dugout. He has Guthrie warming up along with Bedrosian. Left-handed batting Dave Justice at the plate. No score in the eighth inning.
You know, we've had two very strange plays here in the eighth inning, Herb. One, Pendleton, a foul tip. And I really don't think that it was even close to being a foul tip.
And actually, no, the ball was in the dirt. Looked like he missed it completely.
Well, they ended up calling it a foul tip. That was what the call was. The other was, what was Lonnie Smith doing on that ball to the gap in left center by Pendleton? For some strange reason, he pulled up just before he hit second base. He could have scored on that play, but he must have lost the ball. Tom Kelly talking to plate umpire Don Denkinger right now.
Yeah, I don't know what Lonnie Smith was doing because there was no chance that ball was going to be caught. He should have been running all the way.
Yeah, none whatsoever. He could have scored. He could have almost walked home. Back to the foul tip. I'd like to check and see for sure, but I think that Terry Tatum might have been the umpire at third base that had made the call about it being a foul tip.
They're going to walk Dave Justice here with first base open. The left-handed batting Dave Justice. He has singled to center, struck out, grounded out 3-1, and had an intentional walk. And the pitch is outside for ball three. The pitch on Templeton that we were talking about, the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, would have been a foul ball. They couldn't have ruled it a foul tip because that is a legal catch if it's a foul tip. Just a foul ball is what they ruled, so Pendleton got another chance, although it looked like he missed the ball completely. They ruled it a foul ball, and Pendleton got another chance and double to left center. So now we have the bases loaded as Justice gets the intentional walk, and Sid Breen comes up. He's grounded to second, fly to left, and grounded to first. Here's the set by Jack Morris, and the pitch to Bream. Outside a ball.
Herb, we have confirmation now. I just checked downstairs with Tom Mee, the official scorer. They say now that Denkinger made the call on that swing by Terry Pendleton and that he foul tipped the ball into the ground, and that the call was backed up by third base umpire Terry Tatum.
Here's the set by Morris, and the pitch. Swinging a foul back. 1-1. It was not discernible up here that he made contact with the ball. That pitch we're talking about to Terry Pendleton.
And replays are always inconclusive, but the replay clearly shows that he didn't even come close to making contact with the ball. But then again, you do not make calls on replays, but the replay clearly shows that he didn't even come close to making contact.
No score here in the 8th inning. Smith on third, Pendleton on second, Justice on first, one out, and Sid Bream, the left-handed batting first baseman, who is grounded to second, fly to left, and grounded to Herbeck. Twins have the infield of double play depth. Herbeck playing in close at first base. Morris delivers, and a swing and a foul back. 1-2 now to Bream. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jack Morris, the biggest jam he's been in the ball game. Gets ahead of Sid Bream here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outfield deep and straight away. The pitch. There's a swing and a ground ball to Herbeck. He throws it home. Back to first, and they get a double play. First to home to first double play. And the Twins get out of a seemingly impossible situation. 3-2-3 on the double play. No runs. 2 hits, 2 left. 7.5. Braves nothing, Twins nothing. Randy 0 for 3, ground ball up the middle, a base hit. Al Newman will run for Bush. No, it's Leo Mazzoni, the pitching coach, coming out now for Atlanta. Randy Bush hit kind of a soft ground ball up the middle for a hit. Newman will run for him. And Dan Gladden is the scheduled batter. Well, they have a huddle at the mound now. No score in the bottom of the 8th inning. That hit by Bush, the 5th for the Twins in the game. Dan Gladden will be up. He has struck out, double to left, and single to center. Dan Gladden at the plate. Newman on first, nobody out. Bream holding with him. There's the set by John Smoltz. He steps off the rubber.
Gladden had only 5 sacrifice bunts in the regular season. Newman at first base and Bream holding him on.
There's the set by Smoltz. Gladden around a bunt, taps the ball foul behind the plate. 1 strike. Chuck Knobloch on deck. John Smoltz has walked 1, hit 1, and struck out 3. Oh, and 1. There's the set by Smoltz. Throw to first base. Newman gets back. Here's the set and the pitch. Gladden bunts this one, and it's foul behind the plate. So he quickly gets in the hole. 0-2, bunting the 2 pitches foul.
Both bullpens are active, Herb. Left-hander Stanton, right-hander Pena in the Braves pen, and right-hander Aguilera in the Twins pen. What a game. No score.
Well, we've seen now what happens here with a count of 2 strikes. A bit of a long shot if you have the batter trying to bunt on 2 strikes. If he fouls another one, of course, he's out. So we'll see what the Twins elect to do here. Johnny Smoltz out of the set. Looks over to first base. Delivers to Gladden. He takes just outside. No indication to bunt there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Atlanta with 7 hits. The Twins have 5. Neither team has scored. Pinch runner Al Newman at first base. Here's the set. Throw to first. He gets back. One and 2 to Dan Gladden. Smoltz okays the sign. Here's the set. He swings and fouls it off. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Twins have stranded 5 runners thus far. Braves have left 8. There's the set. Johnny Smoltz kicks and calls. Gladden fouls another one down behind the plate. It's still 1 and 2. A low outside breaking ball that time and just fouled it off. Count rides along and a ball and 2 strikes. Gladden reached third base in the 3rd inning when he doubled with 1 out and advanced to third on a long fly to right by Knobloch, but Kirby struck out to retire the side there. There is the set by Smoltz and the pitch. Gladden hits a high pop-up into shallow center field. Gant coming in. Ron Gant makes the catch. So there's 1 away on a fly to shallow center. Newman still at first and Knobloch coming up. He twice his fly to right field and once to center. One on, 1 out. No score. Last half of the 8th inning. Knobloch up and Puckett on deck. Smoltz says yes to the sign. He checks the runner Newman. Delivers to Chuck, and it's a strike. On the outside corner, 1-1. John Smoltz now just getting up over the 100 pitch mark. One on, 1 out. Bream holding with Al Newman. 1 strike to Chuck Knobloch. The outfield shades him to the right. Here's the set by Smoltz. And the pitch. Pitch out, nothing doing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Aguilera continues to toss in the Twins bullpen. Mike Stanton, the left-hander, now in the Atlanta bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chuck Knobloch, hitting .280 in this series. Extra time and steps out. Chuck has 7 hits and 25 at bats. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. No score. Last of the 8th inning. John Smoltz from the set. Delivers. There goes the runner, and a base hit to right field by Chuck Knobloch. Newman around second will go to third on a hit and run single by Knobloch. They sent Al Newman on the pitch, and Knobloch hit a liner just out of the reach of Breen, the first baseman, leaping for it. So for the second time in the game, the Twins have a runner on third base. Al Newman now with Knobloch on first, 1 out, no score. Kirby Puckett at the plate. He has bounced to the pitcher, struck out, and had a walk. And this is going to be all for Smoltz. Bob Cox is coming out. Now Pena's warming up again. He's going to bring Stanton in. He wants the left-hander Stanton to come in to pitch to Kirby Puckett. So Smoltz pitches 7 1/3 innings. Allows 6 hits, walks 1, hits the batter, strikes out 3. Number 30, left-hander Mike Stanton.
Mike Stanton, a left-hander, making his 5th World Series appearance. He's faced 22 Twins batters, and he has given up just 3 hits. In Game 4 at Atlanta on Wednesday night, Bobby Cox did the very same thing in a 2-2 tie game. With Chuck Knobloch at first base, he brought in the left-hander Stanton to face Kirby Puckett. Knobloch stole second. Puckett then was out on a fly ball to right, and Herbeck, the number 4 hitter, struck out. Now the Twins have runners at first and third in a no-score game. Stanton cannot afford to give up a fly ball out here. Newman would be able to score. They're going to walk Kirby Puckett and walk the bases loaded here and have the left-hander Stanton face.
Well, that's something you don't see a whole lot of. Runners at first and third. They're giving the intentional walk to Kirby Puckett. And, of course, obviously hoping that they can get a double play ball with Ken Herbeck at the plate against the left-hander Mike Stanton. There's ball 3. And Stanton delivering the 4th wide one. So Kirby goes to first. They're loaded up now for Herbeck. Now Locke goes to second. Ken Herbeck tonight against Smoltz, fly to right in the 2nd inning, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, fly to center in the 6th. Bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, and no score. Newman on third, Knobloch on second, Puckett on first. The outfield pretty deep, but a little bit to the left. As Stanton, the left-hander, goes to the set, kicks and throws, and it's a ball too low.
Herbeck and Stanton have faced each other 3 times in the series, and Stanton has struck him out all 3 times.
1 ball to no strikes here. As Stanton takes the set position, kicks and throws. Swinging a chopper foul down the first base line. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 now to Ken Herbeck. The outfield fan to the left. And the infield, of course, hoping to get a ground ball here with the bases loaded. 1 out as Stanton looks to Olsen for the sign. Here's the set by Stanton. The 1-1 pitch to Herbeck. Low inside. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mike Stanton, who is a rookie, although he has been up briefly twice with the Braves. Looks to Olsen for the sign. As runners lead at every base here, Stanton from the set position delivers. Herbeck hits a drive, and it is caught by Lemke. He steps on second for a double play. Can you believe that? Herbeck hit a line drive that was backhanded by Mark Lemke, the second baseman, stepped on second to force Knobloch and retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We go to the 9th. Braves nothing, Twins nothing.
Both clubs squander opportunities to score the game's first run in the 8th inning. Both teams had the bases loaded with one out. Bream and Herbeck both hit into double plays to end the stretch. We go to the 9th as Morris faces Hunter, and it's still no score in Game 7.
The first pitch way outside and low, ball 1. Hunter has struck out, double to left, fly to center. The Braves, no runs, 7 hits and no errors. The Twins, no runs, 6 hits and no errors. Jack Morris has walked 1, struck out 6. Now the pitch to the right-handed batting Brian Hunter. Swinging a ground ball at third, up with it is Pagliarulo. The throw across the diamond for the out. Hunter grounds to third, 1 down in the 9th. And here's Greg Olson. He's popped to second, lined to right, and struck out. One out and nobody on here in the Braves' 9th. Each team squandering a golden opportunity in the 8th inning. The Braves had runners on second and third with nobody out, couldn't score, and the Twins had the bases loaded, 1 out, and couldn't score. Here's the pitch by Morris to Olson. Swing and a smash up the middle. Here's Newman behind second to glove it on the bounce, throws him out. Nice play by Al. Newman getting a good jump on that one and grabbed it on the bounce behind second. Throws out Greg Olson, 2 down. It'll bring up Mark Lemke. He's grounded to second, single to right, and fly to center. Mark Lemke, 10 hits and 23 at bats, hitting .435 in the series. Switch hitter batting left. Mars into the windup, delivers. Lemke takes a slider over for a strike. 0-1. There's the windup and Morris's pitch. Lemke half swing strike. 0-2. No ball. 2-strike count to Lemke. Pitch is a ball a little low. 1-2 to Mark Lemke here with 2 out in the top of the 9th. In the bottom of the inning, the Twins are due to have Davis, Harper, and Mack. One ball, 2 strikes. There's a windup by Morris. And the pitch to Lemke in the dirt. 2-2. Well, it's hard to believe that after all the cliffhangers we've had in this series, 4 out of the first 6 games have been real cliffhangers. We would have another one here in Game 7. Nothing in the 9th inning. 2 out, none on for Atlanta. Ball 2, strike 2 to Mark Lemke. Here's the windup by Jack Morris. His pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a wide fastball. His 7th strikeout. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the last of the 9th. The Braves nothing. The Twins nothing.
Only once in the history of the World Series has a 7th game been decided by a 1-0 score. That was in 1962 when the Yankees beat the San Francisco Giants and Ralph Terry beat Jack Sanford 1-0. And only twice in the history of the World Series has a 7th game gone to extra innings. Twins try to win it, Herb.
There's a foul by Chile. Out of cut on a fastball from Stanton. Chile's called out on strikes in the 2nd, fly to left in the 4th, hit into a 3-6-3 double play in the 6th. Batting right-handed now against Mike Stanton. He is 2 for 3. Batting from the right side. He's hit one of his 2 home runs batting right-handed. One strike to count. Here's the set by Stanton. In comes the pitch. Inside with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield deep around to the left. Stanton looking down to Olsen for the sign here with a 1-1 count. Here's the set and his pitch. Chile swings and misses at a sinking fastball. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Chile. Harper is on deck. Now Stanton taking a sign from Greg Olsen. He works out of the set, delivers to Davis. Swung on a high foul, back out of play. 1-2. Mike Stanton, as a rookie, was in 74 games with the Braves during the season. 5-5, 7 saves. Good fastball, good curve. Getting another baseball right now from plate umpire Don Denkinger. 1-2 to Chili Davis. No score, last of the ninth. Twins have stranded runners in 5 of the 8 innings they batted. And the Braves have stranded runners in 6 of the 9 innings they batted. Here's the pitch to Chili. Wide of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two to Chili Davis. Overall, just 3 for 17 in the series, but again 2 for 3 batting from the right side. And Stanton. Okay, it's the sign here from Greg Olsen. The left-hander kicks and throws, and it is swung on, a foul, back out of play. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Game number 7 of the World Series, and neither team has been able to score. What chances they had, though, in the 8th inning. Ball 2, strike 2. Chili Davis at the plate against Stanton. The 2-2 pitch is swung on, a foul down the right field line. Still 2-2. Each team coming up with a double play in the 8th inning. And each team made its most serious scoring threat of the game. Mike Stanton, 6'1", 190 pounds, from Houston, Texas. He's 24 years old. He works out of the set, and the 2-2 pitch to Chili. Swung on, another foul off to the right. And it's still 2-2. Here we go. Ball 2 and strike 2 to Chili Davis as Stanton kicks and throws. Swung on, a fly ball hit into right center field. It's going to fall in there for a hit. Played on the bounce by Justice. Davis will hold with a single. Good at bat for Chili Davis. He fouled off several pitches, then hit one into right center for a base hit. Jarvis Brown will run for him. Jarvis Brown will run for Chili Davis. So Chili leaves the game 1 for 4. Brian Harper will be the batter.
That sure looked like a gapper, but Justice did a great job getting over there to cut it off. And Chili with a long single.
Pena is in the Atlanta bullpen. Nothing doing in the Twins bullpen now. Brian Harper at the plate. Fleet-footed Jarvis Brown pinch running for Davis. Harper is single to center, flying to right, grounded to third. And Stanton out of the set, throws to first base. Jarvis gets back. The Twins with the winning run at first base. Nobody out. Bobby Cox staying with his left-hander, Mike Stanton. Here's the set. Throw to first base again, and Brown gets back. There's the set. Stanton delivers. Harper around a bunt, takes a high fastball. Almost a wild pitch. That was so high. 1 ball and no strikes. One and nothing to Harper. Checking now with third base coach Ron Gardner, who's looking into the Twins third base dugout. Each team now with 7 hits. Mike Stanton from the set. The pitch to Harper. He swings and he misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. They obviously took the bunt off there, and Harper swung through a fastball. 1-1. Breen coming over for a word with Mike Stanton. Outfield straightaway on Harper. Here's the set by Stanton. A look over to first base. And the pitch. Harper bunts this one out towards the mound. And it gets away from Stanton. Everybody's safe. Brown goes to second. Bunt that got right between the pitcher, Stanton, and the first baseman, Breen. Stanton had to track the ball down halfway between first and second, and he seems to be hurt. Runners on first and second now, nobody out. Mike Stanton down on his knees out there between first and second base. Looks like Pena's going to come in. Looked like in that situation, Stanton, the pitcher, was going to cover the left side of the infield. And a good bunt by Harper to the right of the pitching mound as he got it past the first baseman, Bream. And now Stanton walking. But Alejandro Pena will come in. Now they'll give him as many warm-up tosses as he wants because Stanton is leaving because of an injury. And the Twins with runners on first and second. Nobody out. Credit Harper with a hit on that bunt.
Well, Alejandro Pena still taking some warm-up tosses. Bobby Cox was out there during the entire time, and Bobby had some parting words before he goes back to the dugout. Stanton leaves with a slightly twisted left ankle. It looks like he's okay, but he has been taken out of the game. Brian Harper, who had only 2 sacrifice hits during the regular season, called upon to bunt. And he gets a base hit as he pushes one past Stanton on the right side. Stanton chased it down and caught the ball near the second base area where Lemke plays. Shane Mack, who was called upon for 2 sacrifice bunts during the regular season, in all probability will be trying to bunt the 2 runners ahead here. Nobody out, and the Twins with an excellent chance to win the World Series in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Pena, basically the fastball pitcher, one of the toughest pitches to bunt, a high fastball. And a Mack is around the bunt, and he taps the ball fouled on the first baseline. 1 strike. At the plate tonight, Shane is single to center, popped to second, and he tried to bunt his way onto the 7th inning. Pendleton made a nice play and threw him out. Pena in his 3rd appearance. 4 innings, 1 run, 4 hits. Hasn't walked anybody, has 6 strikeouts. 31-year-old Alejandro Pena. Here's a bouncing ball to the right side. Lemke throws it to second, 1 back to first base. Got the double play. Jarvis Brown goes to third. Boy, that was a fine double play. Lemke, Belliard to Breen to get the 4-6-3 double play.
Lemke never hesitated. He knew immediately what he wanted to do. He made a quick pivot, got the ball to Belliard, who came across the bag, And the throw back to first in time to get Shane Mack. Now Mike Pagliarulo. Oh, what drama here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Well, we'll see what they do with Pagliarulo, the left-handed batter, the winning run at third base and 2 out. Pags has hit a ground ball to first with a pitch of covering in the 2nd inning. Fly to deep center in the 5th. Grounded to third in the 7th.
Newman is due up next.
They're going to walk him. They'll put him on. It'll be an intentional walk here to Pagliarulo. And Paul Sereno is coming out to bat for Newman. Paul Sereno. Pena giving up the intentional walk here to Mike Pagliarulo. Of course, his run means nothing. The winning run, Jarvis Brown at third base with 2 out. There's the 3rd wide one. Boy, double plays have certainly come into prominence here in the last 2 innings. And now Pena with the 4th wide one for the intentional walk to Pagliarulo. Sorrento coming up as a pinch hitter for Newman, who did not bat in the game. He ran for Bush after Bush got a pinch hit single for Gagne last inning. Sorrento had a fine year at Portland in the Coast League. And with the Twins, he batted .255, had 4 homers and 47 at bats. In the series, he's had just 1 plate appearance. 0 for 1. Actually has had 1 base on balls, just 1 official plate appearance. Big huddle at the mound. Everybody in the infield out there with Pena.
I think the reason that they huddle and everybody talks is because they can't hear each other if they try to yell at each other, even in the infield. The noise is so deafening. Sorrento has played in 2 games and has had 1 plate appearance. He's also had a walk, and he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout.
So runners at first and third. The only one that matters right now. Jarvis Brown on third base. Paul Sereno at the plate. They play him deep and straight away. Lemke, the second baseman, out in short right field. And the pitch by Pena. Sereno swings and he misses. Boy, he had a big cut. 1 strike. Have Kent Merker, a left-hander, and Jim Clancy, a right-hander in the bullpen. I'm not sure why right now. No score. Last half of the 9th inning. Alejandro Pena from the set position delivers. And a swing and a foul back. 0-2 the count. Twins now with 8 hits. The Braves have 7. Pena wants another baseball. No ball, 2 strike count. The pinch hitter Paul Sereno. Pena smoothing out the dirt in front of the pitching rubber. Sereno steps into the batter's box. Shortstop Belliard's playing very deep. There is the set by Pena. The right-hander kicks and throws. And a swing and a foul back. Pagliarulo ran to second, but ball is fouled off, and it's 0-2. I think they're not going to pay too much attention to Pagliarulo right now. Jarvis Brown on third base. 0-2 to Paul Sereno. And Pena on the rubber now to take the sign from Greg Olson. Here's the set. Pena's pitch. And it's swung on and foul back again. Pagliarulo took off. And the ball's fouled back by Serrano.
I tell you, Herb, when you look at the placement of the Braves infielders right now, especially Belliard at short and Lemke at second. Lemke's in shallow right field. Bream is very deep at first. Belliard is over towards second, and very deep, he's in shallow left center. Any little kind of number. And Serrano, who even though he doesn't run well, could beat it out for a base hit.
Alejandro Pena delivers on a swing and a miss. He struck him out. So another threat goes down the drain. No runs, 2 hits and 2 left. At the end of 9, the Braves nothing, the Twins nothing.
Jack Morris is still out there as we go to the 10th. It's the 3rd extra inning game in this World Series, the 2nd in a row. The Twins won an 11 last night. And it is the 2nd time in the history of the World Series that a 7th game has gone to extra innings. Back in 1924, Washington beat the New York Giants 4-3 in 12 innings in Game 7. Back in 1912, in an 8-game series, it was the Boston Braves beating the Boston Red Sox beating the New York Giants 4-3 in the 8th game of the World Series. One game it ended in a tie. Here we go to the top of the 10th inning.
Jeff Blauser batting for Belliard with a high foul behind the plate, and Harper didn't see it. Now he does and makes the catch. He picked it up somehow near the backstop. Jeff Blauser batting for Belliard fouls to Harper. And there's one quick out here in the 10th inning. Blauser now 1 for 6 in the World Series. And it brings up Lonnie Smith. He's fly to center, walked, had a bunt, single down the third base line, and single to right. On a check swing, he blooped one into right. Aguilera throwing in the Twins bullpen now. Here's a windup by Jack Morris, and the pitch. A half swing, that's a strike. 0-1. No ball, 1 strike count to right-handed batting Lonnie Smith. And Morris winds up and delivers. High, a ball, 1-1. The Braves no runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Twins no runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Twins have had half of their hit total in the last 2 innings. Jack Morris has walked 1 batter, struck out 7. Now the windup and the 1-1 pitch to Smith. Swing and a foul on the ground to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terry Pendleton on deck.
And the Twins still have Rick Aguilera in the bullpen. He's been up for quite some time. He's just kind of tossing right now. He would be ready if Morris were to allow a Braves base runner here in the 10th.
1 out, nobody on. Here's the windup. The 1-2 delivery in the dirt. Bouncing away from Harper. 2-2. Pagliuolo at third. Leas, the third shortstop the Twins have had in there.
Now they're saying that Stanton left the game with a pulled muscle on the left side of his back. Evidently, when he fielded that bunt by Brian Harper, he strained his back and pulled a muscle.
2-2 now to Lonnie Smith. Morris okays the sign from Brian Harper. They play Smith fairly deep and straight away, and here's the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. the 8th strikeout for Morris. That was a fastball right down the pipe, and Smith simply swung through it. Here is Terry Pendleton. He's bounced to first, fly to left, popped to short, and doubled to left center in the 8th inning. When he apparently got an extra strike on a 1-2 pitch, he swung at one in the dirt, but Don Denkinger ruled that it was a foul ball, that he made contact with the ball, then it hit the dirt before Harper caught it. And the pitch here, a change in the dirt, ball 1. First half of the 10th inning, and no score with 2 out for Atlanta, nobody on. Pendleton having a good series, hitting .379. He has 11 hits in 29 at bats. Morris looking for the sign. Outfield straight up on Pendleton. Here's the pitch. Swing a bouncing ball towards short. Leas gloves it, throws it to Herbeck, and the side is up. A 1-2-3 inning for Jack Morris. We go to the last of the 10th inning. Twins nothing, Braves nothing.
Jeff Blauser stays in the game. He's playing at shortstop. He pinch hit for Rafael Belliard. Alejandro Pena will face the top of the batting order for the Twins in the bottom of the 10th inning. Dan Gladden, Chuck Knobloch, and Kirby Puckett. And still no score as we go to the bottom of the 10th. 15 hits in the game, 7 for the Braves and 8 for the Twins. There are no errors. Herb?
All right, Dan Gladden. And Pena winds up. Here's the first pitch. Fastball swung on, a fly ball hit into left center field. That one's going to fall in for a base hit. And it is going to be a 2-base hit for Dan Gladden. Inside fastball to Dan Gladden, hit a fly ball to left center between Hunter and Gant. It fell in there, bounced past Hunter. Gant had to field it, and Gladden ends up with a double.
He broke his bat. Matter of fact, the meat part of the bat went all the way out towards shortstop. And it was a gutsy base running gamble by Dan Gladden. He was into second safely, just ahead of the attempted tag by second baseman Mark Lemke.
Now Chuck Knobloch, who has flied to right twice, to center once, and singled to right on a hit and run in the 8th inning. Hit number 9 for the Twins. Chuck Knobloch batting .308 in the series. Facing Alejandro Pena here. They have Merker, a left-hander. Clancy, a right-hander in the bullpen. There's the set by Pena. Look to second. And the pitch to Knobloch around the bunt. Takes it high. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. The 3rd inning in a row, the Twins have had the leadoff man on. Randy Bush had a pinch hit single in the 8th leading off. Chili Davis A leadoff single last inning, and now a double by Gladden. 0-0, last of the 10th inning. Third baseman Pendleton, first baseman Breen playing even with the bags. Here's the set by Pena. Knobloch around the bunt, takes the strike. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Gladden on second with nobody out. And the right-hander Alejandro Pena leaning in to take the sign from Olson. Blauser, the shortstop, trying to get in behind Gladden to keep him as close as possible. Here's the set by Pena. And the pitch to Knobloch around the bunt. He taps one down the third base line. A good bunt. Pendleton throws it to first for the out. Gladden to third. Now the winning run at third base, one out, and you have Kirby Puckett coming up with Herbeck on deck. And again, they have the entire infield huddling out there at the pitching mound.
I think the question here, Herb, is do you walk one or two in a row?
I wouldn't be surprised if they walked them both.
I wouldn't either.
Because the Twins do not have Chili Davis now, remember. Jarvis Brown is now the Twins' designated hitter. He went into run for Chili.
And the bench players left for the Twins are Junior Ortiz, Gene Larkin, and that's it.
Greg Olson now indicating they will walk Puckett. He'll get an intentional walk. The second one given up by Pena, the third by the Braves pitchers. Kirby tonight has hit to the pitcher, struck out, walked twice, once intentional. And it's ball two. So if they're walking Puckett here, I would certainly strongly suspect they will also walk Herbeck, the left-handed batter, to set up a forced play situation and pitch to Jarvis Brown.
Gladden watching intently at third. He has about a 3-foot lead. Should Pena throw it away, of course, the Twins would win the World Series, but he didn't, at least on that intentional walk. So Puckett goes. Here comes Herbeck. And Greg Olson is showing all sorts of signs that they're planning on walking Herbeck, too.
Herbie tonight has fly to right, been hit by a pitch, fly to center, and lined into a double play.
Now, as yet, there's no one in the Twins on deck circle. Now Gene Larkin comes out. And they're going to walk Herbeck, too.
So they'll walk the bases loaded and set up a forced play situation. So Pena giving up his third intentional walk. Gene Larkin will bat for Jarvis Brown.
Just simply amazing, Herb, the amount of people that have had a chance to be the hero of the 7th game of the 1991 series for the Twins. Jarvis Brown could have scored the winning run. Paul Sereno could have had the game-winning hit. And now it rests on the shoulders of Gene Larkin.
A lot of opportunities have slipped away for both teams. So it's ball 3 now to Ken Herbeck. And there's the fourth wide one, so the bases are now loaded with one out for Gene Larkin. Batting for Jarvis Brown. Pitching coach Leo Mazzoni going out to talk to Pena. Gene Larkin 1 for 3 in the series. Batted .286 during the regular season. 255 at bats, 2 home runs. They have to play the outfield shallow here, of course. Now Terry Pendleton wants to relay some word to left fielder Brian Hunter. With the bases loaded, 1 out, last of the 10th inning, and no score. Dan Gladden, the winning run at third. Kirby Puckett's on second. Ken Herbeck on first.
Twins have the right man at third base, and Dan Gladden. He's an expert base runner. The outfield for the Braves is going to play shallow.
Yeah, they will have to, because it won't do them any good to catch a fly ball if it's deep enough to score the run.
Wow, look at Hunter in left field. He is very, very shallow. Now Pendleton's going out to talk to him again. I think he's playing a little too shallow there.
Yeah, he's in much too close. So the Twins need a fly ball or a base hit of some kind to get the run in. Larkin, of course, batting left-handed. No score, last of the 10th. Alejandro Pena leaning in to take the sign now from Greg Olson. Here's the set, and his first pitch to Larkin. Swung on, there it is, a long fly ball into left center field, and it is going to be a hit for Gene Larkin. Gladden scores, and once again the Minnesota Twins are baseball's world champions for the second time in 5 years. It's the world champion Minnesota Twins, and the crowd loves it. The Twins celebrating on the field as they have regained baseball's world championship. What a series this was with the Atlanta Braves. Gene Larkin driving a fly ball to deep left center. No chance for either the left fielder Hunter or the center fielder Gant to catch it. And the crowd still going wild. No doubt about it, when Gene Larkin hit that ball, it was going to be out of the reach of either Hunter or Gant. And Gladden being mobbed when he crossed home plate. The Twins getting a run on 2 hits. They left 3 on in that 10th inning.
Well, one thing that is a bit different from '87 here in '91, Tom Kelly, the manager of the Minnesota Twins, is on the field. Remember, in '87, he stayed in the dugout. All the players are out hugging each other, along with the coaches and manager Tom Kelly. He's not in the midst of the biggest huddle of the Twins players, but he is out there, and he's hugging all the rest.